Did you just order a Scuf and you're having a hard time getting used to it?
Yes! Yeah!
Well, you've come to the right place. I'm One Shot, and I'm going to teach you guys today the easiest ways to get used to your Scuf controller. Now, mine has come, I've been using it for about 3 weeks, maybe a little less, maybe a little bit more. I can't quite remember when it first came, but I remember when I first broke it out of the box and first started playing with my team on competitive and playing MLG matches and GBs and everything. I remember I was having such a hard time getting used to the controller. I've been playing Call of Duty for over 5 years, and I've never used my middle fingers, especially on the back of the controller or anything like that. So it was quite a difficult thing for me to adapt to, and quite a big change for my controller. Like I said, I've been playing video games for like 5-6 years, and I never had to do that, so it was quite a big jump for me. And I think I even went on YouTube and was like, how the heck do I get used to this thing? And I don't think I found any videos, so I'm gonna make one today, and hopefully, you know, it helps some people out there that had the same trouble that I did. So the gameplay you're watching right now is actually a clan v clan domination game on Sovereign that I did pretty well on, my team did pretty well on. So I just thought I'd use that as a background gameplay. So the first tip I have for you guys to get used to your Scuf controller is have your thumb on the button section of the controller as little as possible. And I'll put a picture up right now on the screen of what I mean by the button section. And that's like what I'm saying is the right section of the controller where the triangle, circle, X, and square button is. Now, if you have received a standard Scuf controller, your paddles on the back, the left one will be X, and the right one will be circle. Now, that leaves you with 2 buttons on the face of the controller that you actually still need to press with your thumb, and that is going to be square and triangle. So, my tip is use that face of the controller, like you use those buttons as little as possible. Try and only use square and triangle. You know, press triangle if you need to switch weapons, press square if you need to pick up a gun or anything like that. Never press circle, never press X ever. Only use your paddles on the back, because if you strictly only use your paddles for on the back of your controller for any kind of movement or any type of action, it will eventually click and it'll become quick muscle memory, and it'll help you remember that, and it'll stick in your mind sooner. And what I mean is, if you, like, let's say you only press the paddle for when you jump shot, and then you know, you press the X button on the face of the controller when you jump over an object or something. Always use your paddle for that, because it'll just kind of click in your head that, you know, oh man, I always got to press this button if I want to jump, and then it'll turn into you only use the paddle and not X, and that is ultimately what you want, because you don't want to end up getting into a gunfight and then, you know, you mess up and you press X on the face of your controller because you're so used to pressing, you know, you're switching on and off between paddle and X when you do a jump movement, and then you get into a gunfight and you're like, oh, I gotta jump. So your mind doesn't know what to do, so it ends up picking the X on the face of the controller, and then you end up jumping with the wrong thing and then you get killed. So that's my first tip, is to always use the paddles for any button that you can. You know, square, circle, always use that no matter what. Now my second tip is going to be switch up the actions that you use with your paddles. And by this I mean, when you, well, this could go one of 2 ways. The first way would be switch up the way that you jump shot. You know, let's say, you know, a lot of people will be behind cover and then they'll sprint and jump like I do. I do this all the time. They'll jump out from behind cover and they'll be in the air, and then they'll get into an engagement and kill or attempt to kill their enemy. They don't always win a gunfight. But then there's another way of jump shotting is, you know, let's say you're in the middle of a gunfight and you kind of just jump in the middle of it, and it kind of throws the other person's aim off because all of a sudden now you're in the air. So my second tip is going to be alternate what you do when you use the paddle. So let's say, you know someone's around the corner, you just press the paddle, jump right around the corner, and nail them with a jump shot. Or let's say you're in a gunfight and you just kind of do it. I call it a delayed jump shot. That's just what I call it. You guys can call it whatever you want. Try doing stuff like that. You know, if you're in the middle of a gunfight and you got your Scuf, just go ahead and tap the back of your paddle, and it's so amazing that you can, you know, you don't even have to take your thumb off the thumbstick. You can aim the entire time. So I even have my hands holding an imaginary controller right now, just like doing this. But all you gotta do, just tap the paddle and just jump like mid gunfight. That is something that has helped me get used to my Scuf a lot, and it's really helped because I can change up what I do. You know, I don't always have to do the same thing with the paddle. I can do this, I can change it up and do that and whatever. So that's one of that thing that's really helped me, and I think it'll help you guys as well. My third tip is have patience. Have a lot of patience. I remember it took me about, I mean, I'm on, like I said, about like week 3 of having this thing, and I still haven't gotten like 100% used to it, but I'm pretty close. Like, you know, I looked back and I was like, well, what were some of the things that I did to really get it to click, and that's why I made this video. But, you know, patience is one of the biggest things that really got me through it, because when I first got this thing, I sucked. I'm pretty sure I went like double negative in a respawn. I went like 1 in 7 on host in like a search and destroy. It was terrible. I felt like so humiliated, and my teammates were like, "Whoa, you're just getting used to the controller." I was like, "Oh my god, I hate this." So don't let that, you know, be a reason for you to, I mean, I actually considered, I was like, where's the freaking receipt for this thing? I'm sending it back because I can't get used to it. Don't do that. Just have some patience and practice and do whatever you need to get used to it. Don't do anything like that, because this thing was $200, and don't waste any money, especially on such a good product like this. You know, it really is something that can improve your game. You just gotta adapt to it and get used to it as soon as possible, and the right way, so that you can improve your game. And the fourth tip I have is practice as much as possible. Now, you can, let's say, you know, you order your stuff and you get on once a week for a half hour. You're never going to get used to it. You know, if you play competitively and you only play twice a week, you play 1 match a day, you're not going to get used to it. You got to play for extended sessions and extended periods of time. Let's say you play 3 matches a day, or, you know, more, for like 3 or 4 times a week at least. I mean, when mine first came in, I'm pretty sure I was playing like at least 2 or 3 matches every single day, just grinding it out, and then I was playing just against teammates, like 1v1ing on strike zone, and playing bots while my team wasn't on. If I'd get on and my team was like, "Oh, we'll be on in 20 minutes," I'd just sit there and shoot at bots for like 20 minutes, just like to warm up, but also to help me get the feel for my Scuf, and that actually really does help. That's probably one of the better and most effective ways that you'll actually get used and get adapted to your Scuf controller. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it helped you. You know, I know it took me quite a while, and I'm still actually, right now, I'm still getting 100% used to the controller myself. So I hope this video helped you guys again, and please like the video if it did. Please subscribe. Please comment anything that I might have missed, or some personal tips or methods that you guys have to better your adapt to the Scuf. And it's been One Shot. See ya.